Egypt condemns Israeli occupation's bombing of a school sheltering displaced people, as well as targeting of UNIFIL sites and equipments in southern Lebanon. Egypt's ambassador to Guatemala expresses his country's deep appreciation for its relationship with Egypt. And Egypt's finance minister highlights Egypt's aspiration to become a regional hub for investment, exports, and clean energy production. You're now watching the latest updates in Egypt on Qnews. Moving on, for the latest developments in Egypt, Egypt has condemned the latest Israeli occupation's bombing of a school sheltering displaced people west of Deir al-Balah city in the Gaza Strip, as well as the Israeli army's targeting of UNIFIL sites and equipment in southern Lebanon. In a statement from the Foreign Ministry, Egypt emphasized that the ongoing actions of the Israeli occupation forces, characterized by serious violations of international and humanitarian law, have continued for a year without any international accountability. This lack of response has emboldened the occupation army to persist in its outrageous misconduct and disregard for the international community. Spain's ambassador to Cairo, Alvaro Aranzo, emphasized the Spanish authorities highly appreciate and commend the efforts made by Egypt and President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi to halt the bloodshed in the Gaza Strip and Lebanon. The ambassador also praised the depth of relations between Spain and Egypt, particularly at the political level, highlighting the prosperity achieved in recent years through high-level visits exchanged between the two countries. Egypt's ambassador to Guatemala, Hatem Hassouba, recently met with Guatemalan Foreign Minister Carlos Martinez, who expressed his country's deep appreciation for its relationship with Egypt. Martinez emphasized the desire to enhance cooperation across various sectors and noted that the next year marks the 55th anniversary of diplomatic relations between the two nations. The officials discussed ongoing coordination in international forums and explored the possibility of joint events to honor Nobel Prize-winning authors Naguib Mahfouz and Miguel Angel Osteres. They also highlighted the importance of exchanging expertise in archaeological excavations and missions. Egypt's Minister of Civil Aviation, Sameh El-Hifni, has announced that Cairo International Airport's maximum capacity is approximately 28 million passengers per year. In 2023, passenger numbers approached the airport's limit, prompting a study for a new terminal with a capacity of 25 to 30 million passengers annually. The minister outlined plans to accommodate the expected increase in tourist traffic. Located strategically, the airport serves residents of Giza, Fayoum, Minya, Beni Suef, and Monofia. These developments aim to reduce congestion and introduce new tourism services, capitalizing on proximity to the pyramids and other archaeological sites. This initiative coincides with the upcoming opening of the Grand Egyptian Museum, enhancing the region's appeal. The Embassy of Egypt in Angola, in collaboration with the Angolan Ministry of Trade and Industry, has organized the first Egyptian-Angolan Business Forum, conducted virtually. The event saw strong participation with 120 attendees from both countries, governments and private sectors. Egyptian Ambassador to Angola, Naveen Al-Hassani, emphasized the importance of strengthening bilateral cooperation, noting that the forum's role in enhancing economic relations and supporting shared goals of diversification and new trade opportunities. The Minister of Higher Education and Scientific Research, Ayman Ashur, has announced that the ministry, along with various universities and research institutions, will participate in the presidential initiative Bidaya. This involvement reflects the ministry's commitments to supporting all presidential initiatives. Official spokesman Adel Abdel Ghaffar noted that public universities have successfully launched 64 comprehensive development convoys benefiting 86,141 citizens from different social segments. Key activities under the presidential initiatives for human development and new beginning to build the human being, including offering medical services through fixed and mobile clinics and providing free medical examinations across various specialities. Egypt's Minister of Petroleum and Mineral Resources, Karim Badawi, has announced 61 investment opportunities for oil and gas exploration and production. Badawi noted that the significant geological data has been digitized with 8 new global bids launched through Egypt's digital exploration and production portal. 25 areas have been also awarded, requiring minimum investments exceeding $1 billion, potentially increasing with commercial discoveries. In economic news, Egypt's Minister of Finance, Ahmed Kojak, emphasized the BRICS group's potential to reshape the global economic structure in favor of emerging and developing countries. He expressed the need for reforming the international monetary system to establish a more balanced and equitable economic framework for emerging markets. During his first ministerial participation at the BRICS meetings in Moscow, Kojak highlighted Egypt's goal of enhancing the voice and representation of emerging economies in global governance by developing international financial institutions. Egypt's Minister of International Cooperation, Rania Al-Mashad, has reaffirmed the country's commitment to strengthening economic ties with Romania and advancing international partnership, including the 2023 strategy aimed at enhancing South-South cooperation. This statement followed her meeting with Romanian Foreign Minister Luminița Obădescu, who is scheduled to visit Egypt later this month. Obădescu underscored the importance of addressing regional crises through an integrated approach and reiterated Romania's support for deepening the EU-Egypt partnership. The discussions centered on enhancing cooperation and increasing investments, particularly in Egypt's Suez Canal economic zone. Egypt's natural gas distribution company, Gas, has signed contracts to implement projects for manufacturing natural gas pressure reduction stations in Egypt and to supply natural gas to homes and facilities in Romania. This marks the first time an Egyptian company will work in this field in Europe. This initiative is part of the activities of the joint Egyptian-Romanian Committee and Business Forum in Bucharest. Gas has been approved as the first Egyptian company by the Romanian Energy Regulatory Authority, the ANREE, to operate in the natural gas supply sector with Europe. On another note, Finance Minister Ahmed Kojak has highlighted Egypt's aspiration to become a regional hub for investments, exports, and clean energy production, particularly the green hydrogen. The country aims to attract more private investments in productive sectors, export activities, infrastructure, and technology. Kojak emphasized Egypt's ongoing structural reforms to boost private sector growth and productivity by creating an investor-friendly environment. He also stressed the need for a stronger voice and greater representation for emerging economies in global financial institutions. Egypt is hosting Mauritania in a Nations Cup qualifier at Cairo Stadium. The Pharaohs, led by Mohamed Salah and Omar Marmoush, aim to continue their perfect run in Group C after securing victories over Cape Verde and Botswana. A win would bring Egypt closer to qualifying for the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations, with the squad expected to dominate the match. Egypt's national team manager Hussam Hassan has expressed surprise of criticism labelling the Pharaohs' opponents as mediocres. He emphasized the team's progress under his leadership, which should not be dismissed. Egypt heads Group C with 6 points and faces Mauritania next in the Nations Cup qualifiers. Hassan praised Mauritania's strength and urged caution in the upcoming matches, while highlighting the team's ongoing squad rejuvenation efforts. Al Rayyan's Egyptian winger Mahmoud Trezeguet Hassan emphasized the need to respect all opponents ahead of Egypt's Nations Cup qualifiers against Mauritania. Trezeguet expressed confidence in his team's ability to secure wins and bring joy to the Egyptian people. The 7-time African champions are widely favored for victories in both fixtures, aiming to maintain their strong form. Zamalek's Moroccan fullback Mahmoud bin Taij has strongly denied doping allegations following media claims that he failed a doping test after the CAF Super Cup. Bin Taij pledged to take legal action against those responsible for spreading the false reports. The 24-year-old, currently on loan from Saint Etienne, played a key role in Zamalek's Super Cup victory last month and is preparing for Egypt's Super Cup. That brings us to the end of our news bulletin. Here is what we've been covering. Egypt condemns Israeli occupation's bombing of a school sheltering displaced people, as well as targeting of UNIFIL sites and equipments in southern Lebanon. Egypt's ambassador to Guatemala expresses his country's deep appreciation for its relationship with Egypt. And Egypt's finance minister highlights Egypt's aspiration to become a regional hub for investment, exports, and clean energy production. Well, this brings us to the end of our bulletin. Remember to stay updated by following Qnews on YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram, and TikTok at Qnews EGY for the latest developments.